I want to show you guys something today. So 4 years ago, I wrote a future for myself. Look at the date, 2020. 4 years ago, I wrote a future for myself, a future where I'm financially free. I can take care of my loved ones. I can travel the world. I can buy all the things that I always wanted to buy. I can finally be the man that I should be, I always wanted to be. And I can fulfill my dreams, right? I wrote this down when I don't know if you can see this, but I was 21 years old. I was 21 years old, right? I wrote down a future for myself. I wrote down 5 to 6 things what I wanted to achieve in the next couple of years. So get out of that situation that I was in back in the day, right? So in this video, I want to show you 3 things. What was the things that I wrote back then? Also, I managed to achieve all of those things that I wrote back then quite successfully and actually exceeded all of them, right? How did I achieve all of them? And what are my future plans? While I was writing these things, I always had a visual representation as well. So I made this collage with different pictures of what car I want to drive, what house I want to live in, and everything I had. I don't have them here right now. I wish I could show you guys, but so yeah, that's why I was showing my old diaries. So let me read it out to you. What did I write 4 years ago about the future that I wanted, right? So the first thing, have a steady source of income, make at least £2,000 a month. I just want to make enough money so I can get by through my life. I can have enough money to have my own place. I do have my own place now. I live in a studio. Nothing fancy, but it gets the job done, right? Traveling. I always wanted to travel the world. So last year I traveled to 12 countries, 10 in Europe, 2 in Middle East. Beautiful. Loved it. Have 3 months of savings. So I wanted to have 3 months of savings, like my living expenses saved up, so I can take way more risks. Learn and invest. So learning is all about reading books, podcasts. Actually, at one point in time, it became a form of procrastination for me, like reading. It just made me feel like I'm doing something. In reality, I wasn't doing anything. I was just making excuses. And investing. Investing has less to do with how much money I make and how quick I start. But for me, at that point of time, it was more about learning about the markets, learning about how stocks, bonds, equity investment works. And this last one, buying an iPhone. I had a dream buying an iPhone. I never had an iPhone in my life. All the rich kids used to have an iPhone. All the business people that I looked up to have an iPhone. So I always had this dream as a child. I want an iPhone. I want a fancy iPhone. So it's not to say that I've achieved all of those things. I did. I have surpassed all of those things by quite a margin. These weren't very big goals to begin with. They were very small goals, but it makes you realize at what point I was starting from. I was so broke in such a bad situation that this was my starting point, right? Sorry, okay, there's one more that I forgot to tell you. Starting a YouTube channel. So this YouTube channel that you're watching right now, this was my goal, one of my goals back in the day, starting a YouTube channel and sharing my journey. Well, here it is. So how did I achieve all of those things, right? Super cliche sounding, but super simple. And that's the reality is. This is a triangle that basically works out to be. Number 1, belief. You have to believe in yourself and you have to believe in the market that it's possible. Other people have done it. You can do it. You are not less than them. They are not above you. Next thing, skills. You can believe all you want, but if you don't have the skills to back it up, you're just making a fool of yourself. You will never succeed if you don't have the necessary skills to get to do the work that you need to do. Simple. And the last and one of the most important ones, character traits. You need to become a person who's worthy of achieving those goals. If you want to have, let's say, 10K a month income, you need to become a person who's worthy of having 10K a month income. If you want to have a 6-pack abs, you need to have the level of discipline that it requires to have 6-pack of abs. So you need to have that level of character traits. And beliefs and character traits, they also come from a single self about what kind of stories do you tell yourself. Like, I often meet people who say that I can't do it, or why would somebody listen to me, or why would somebody buy from me? Like, what goes on in your head? What do you tell yourself that makes you believe that this cannot happen to you? What kind of stories are you telling yourself? And if you are telling the stories to yourself, what is the proof of that stories? Like, if you say that you are a loser, or I can't do it, or I have a childhood trauma, what is the proof? Can you back these claims up? So you have to tell yourself stories. And the best solution that I have found is, most of these things, belief system and character states, will be built by pure discipline. It's not built by shouting affirmations. It will be built by you proving yourself that you say what you are, that you have done the things that you say that you have done. So if you keep breaking promises from yourself, from the market, from other people, you will never succeed. If you tell yourself you're going to wake up at 5, you wake up at 5. And that builds self esteem. Your self esteem will go up, it will shoot up. Every single time you promise something to yourself or to other people, you do it. Well, that was the basic 3 things. You do these 3 things, the rest becomes much easier. Like, much, much easier. You will find your way. That's it. You'll find your way. Read out the new list to you guys, right? I wrote it down last year, so I can achieve in the next couple of years. First, have a business that makes 10K per month. Second, become debt free. So all of these things are like step by step. So first, I make 10K a month, a business, like monthly recurring revenue. Then I want to become debt free. So I have education debt, right? I want to become debt free. Then I want to save for my 6 months of my living expenses. Then I want to travel to USA, Australia, and the continent of Africa. That's been my dream. I always wanted to see these places. Fourth, I want to grow this YouTube channel to 100K subscribers. I know if you're watching this, yeah, I might have very little. I don't know what's the level of subscribers I have right now when I'm recording this video, but I want to grow it to 100K subscribers. Next, and this has been a long time dream of me, buying my first Rolex. So after I've been debt free, I've been making good money. That's why I wear like no watches. I never wear watches because that has been one of the things that I promised to myself, that the first watch I ever buy for myself has to be a Rolex, right? Then I want to buy a house for myself in central London, hopefully. And last but not least, I want to expand my business to multiple different countries. So I have, of course, one base in the UK. I want to expand it to, I am hoping, either Hong Kong, Dubai, US, these places. I really want to expand my business. I want to start making big money, big moves. But that is my future goal. And I hope you guys are going to join me in this thing. Thank you for watching. Ciao.